Basketball psychology explores how mental attitudes define performance on the court, and its studies cite that although physical conditioning and teamwork feature as significant in sports, mental toughness is every bit as physical prowess. Mental endurance in battle tactic influences a player's performance, thus, to opine that sports psychology for basketball is of great importance would be putting it mildly. Basketball psychology comprises two aspects essential for analysis, including focus and concentration under duress in a basketball throughout a fierce matchup over the course of the quarters. If a player can't absorb the associated mental strain, the performance will vitiate over the course of the game. As the second aspect, mental game regards being mentally prepared as it concerns having the psychological edge, which facilitates an individual to attain peak performance and efficiency during the demands that are placed on a person in training, practice, or competition. When the condition become adverse or demands are greatest, being mental strong is what separates good players from great players. Notably, basketball psychology entails the study of the aforementioned two facets and their application on the court. When factored as one, focus and concentration and mental game assert that player mental attitudes influence performance far too much to shun. As a player that approaches the game with partial commitment is a player who performs averagely and one that has lost basketball's mental game. Basketball requires a committed desire to carry the player through a game's highs and lows. Specific emotions in a player are unimportant than their mental attitude generally, as with the right attitude, a player can take frustration, anger, or sorrow, and direct it into their positive competitive focus in basketball. Mental toughness concerns dedicating oneself to the task at hand and focusing the mind on the important cues. Sports psychology for basketball depicts the power of the human mind as associated to athletic performance, indicating the need for a player on the court to discipline their mind like a soldier on the battlefield and further harness their mind to capitalize extensively on their capabilities. As a game of wills, the mental game focuses on which player consists of the mental fortitude to triumph, to sustain their focus and concentration throughout the enduring quarters, to battle through all odds, and to force their bodies to their limits. As one of the most physically demanding games, basketball world focuses significantly on the mind, as the game proves that the greatest athlete is not demarcated by teamwork and physical conditioning alone, but by his or her potential to indulge in basketball mental game, and to be mentally tough sufficiently to sustain the rigors of the game at their highest level. A player's mental assertiveness defines his performance every bit as much as his physical conditioning, and both should be preserved in peak conditioning to attain peak performance.